Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30 this Friday, June 20th, summer solstice, longest day of the year. And getting to wrap it up. So far, our nice morning rally turned into a dud, completely reverse, but no continuation on the downside. Kind of and I think the net result of this. I was getting really concerned here like, going into that 2 o'clock hour, and this even during the last update we talked about this at rundown here. It's like, oh man, this is here we go, right? And then they just absolutely stall it, ran the stops below the obvious, right back up again. So if you go short chasing this on the way down, you just got caught and you got everything handed to you right there. And now they're right back down again, but it's not quite falling out of bed. Um, I shouldn't say yet because we still have a half hour left and they can still take out support at 6,005 here and really start running this lower. So we will see how it shakes out. But the news this morning, nothing, not really driving the market. I think this is all about what Powell said and and that Israeli kind of conflict going on there. So that's what we got to work with. We are pretty much in this range again. We're down here testing support and then reverse right back up again. And we're trading in this range. So I would start off range bound at this point. You can see how this overnight, we are very optimistic this morning when it started trading higher like that. It was really something. And then just completely, day session absolutely reversed the whole thing right back down again. And yes, now we are sitting here in that range again. So as I said, if they start taking out this 6,005s going into the close, I would start off on the short side, see how far they can take it on the downside to get going into the Monday trading. And if they, for some reason, retrace and close above that 6,040s, I think I'll start off maybe leaning towards the long side and see if they can retrace the single prints head back up again. So chances are we're going to be trading in this range between 6,005 and the 6,040s going into the close. But you never know these last 10 minutes what's going to happen. So they could very well knock this lower or retrace hard. So it just depends. But starting off right now, range bound, watch that 6,005 level on the downside. Watch that upper level 6,040s for the long side. And that's kind of how we get started in the overnight going into Sunday, Monday. I showed you that trade I took on the other account early on this morning. I'll show you my I had one Nasdaq trade I took in the afternoon later on today as well. Didn't go anywhere. And let's see, we go over there right now. Look at it. So let me see, where is it? Here it is. So I was looking at this on the way back here after this first run when it finally stalled the first rotation up, and here looked like we were getting lower highs. And I figured like on the way up here, like we had a shot at getting short for a move lower. A little bit too aggressive on that, a little bit too early, but I went to break even and just got shaken out of the trade. And then you can see us was grinding back and forth. And then finally we got this pop and then this rundown right into that last update we did. And since then we haven't done much. Just going sideways, the nice rundown here to support at a 780 again, right back up again. And here we are twisting anyway. Now the one trade I showed you this morning, I took it on a different account. That was this one right here. I got short right there. When they started trading higher, got on the short side of this, thinking that they were maybe going to take this lower. And usually I would be looking for a buying opportunity here, but the fact that the this whole move started happening, we had that crazy run up this morning. I figured we had a shot at potentially taking this lower, just retracing that whole overnight. And I was in there, got shaken out on that trade right before it started running. So yeah, I missed the whole freaking thing, but and that kind of tweaked me a bit. So I kind of stopped at that point. But I did take this second trade on the Nasdaq on this side. Didn't go anywhere either. So today's trading has been just a big exercise in getting shaken out of trade. So, but when it's volatile, that's kind of happen. So 250 on one contract, and I did not try to be aggressive about it. Did not re-engage it aggressively just because. Yeah, once you're on that mode, you get yourself into that mood of getting on and chasing stuff, then you just have to just sit on your freaking hands for a bit. Anyway, but this whole thing rally happy when this started heading high, you can see they ran it a little bit higher at the open, and then they started just this retracement, and that's why when they got to that mean, I figured like, yeah, well, they're retracing this whole thing. It's not like support is holding on the way down here. That's why I was looking at the trying to get short, fairly aggressive short on that one, but it was a beautiful timing on that thing, but frustrating. Anyway. So that's trading for you. But at this point, if they close below that 780s, I'm going to be on the short side on the Nasdaq. If they close above the 920s, actually I would probably give it the one level high, 940s on the Nasdaq. So these two resistance areas, if they come out before they close, I would start on the long side. But chances are that we're probably going to stay range bound going into a close. And I would say the good news is that we don't have a big sell off, at least yet, big sell off, given all the uncertainty we have going on in the world. So that's a good sign. On the bonds, yes, we were down this morning. Started off on the short side, and that turned into a reversal trade all the way back up again. You see this move all the way back up again. It culminating at 130 here, and then that's been going sideways ever since. So range bound bonds at this point. So they moved to the downside, got reversed, and now we have range bound. So starting off range bound ES, range bound Nasdaq, range bound bonds, and then finally oil and gold. And these two were not too impressive either. We were looking at gold heading higher. Well, actually, we started with a bias to the downside, but they reversed it, but could not take out that upper area at 88, 89. And then they didn't retrace either. So yeah, it's kind of stuck. So yeah, kind of ended up twisting in the wind from there. So one big move in the morning, and that was it. So there you have it. So I'm starting off range bound on gold. We're pretty much trading in the range on that guy too. So let me see my capital flow on gold. So you look at capital flow, we are back up in this upper range again. I thought they were going to have a shot at heading down to that 3340s, but no, they're heading back up again. So that's kind of twisting in the wind. So I'm starting off range bound on gold. And oil, same story there. It's stuck around 73, 74, hasn't gone in a whole lot directionally at all today. So both oil and gold signaling that we at least not crazy stuff is going on right now, but as you know, things can change pretty darn quick, and it's going into the weekend. I'm surprised we're not seeing more weakness, and that's a good sign. As I see, two trades so far one trade, sorry, one in and out on the Nasdaq, and that was it, and just a shakeout. So that's it. So we leave it there for now, you guys. We'll see you back on Monday, and the days are starting to get shorter. Can you believe that? Halfway through the year. Anyway, guys, we'll see you on Monday. Have a good evening. Oh, good weekend. All right, guys, later.